Hello, my name is Tonyah, and I'm the creator of the YahLight daily meditation and prayer practices. So I'm sitting in my hotel room in Jerusalem, Israel, and I'm on a tour of the Holy Land. It's been fantastic. But as I have told people on my tour what I do, that I teach meditation and prayer practice that's biblically based, and I have meditation music that is original, I start getting all sorts of interesting questions. So one of the questions is, what is a biblically based meditation and prayer practice? Now, what this is it's basically just opening up the Bible. I've opened up the Bible, and there were so many Bible verses that spoke to me, that taught me how to really sit with God and have an intimate relationship with Him, how to become in union with God. And the directions were right there in the Bible. I don't have all of the Bible verses that I use because there's so many, but I'll give you some for an example. So, be still and know God. Now that's hard, right? On some level, it's hard if we were just to take that one direction, be still and know God. Now, the reason why is because when we become still and we go inside and we're trying to find God, we're told as believers that God is inside of us. That is when we become still, we immediately start becoming aware of our multi-dimensional layers inside of us. Not only is God's spirit inside of us, but we have a human body that has 6 senses, 11 systems, and we have a soul that has our mind, our emotions, and our free will. So our soul, there's a lot going on in our soul. Our thoughts, all of our emotions, and all of our desires. I want, I don't want. That's our soul. Then we have our human spirit. And all of this is going on inside of our heart. So as soon as we sit still, be still, and know God, and we're seeking and trying to find God, right? So seek and you shall find. So as we seek, what we are going to find when we go inside is our soul and our spirit. And we're also going to find our heart. That's the good news. That's why Jesus was always pointing at the heart, because when we sit still, be still to know God, and we go to seek Him in our heart, we're going to find our heart. So back to, what is a biblically based meditation and prayer practice? It is a meditation practice that will guide you through your temple. Our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. So I guide people through our body, and I use our breath, which is the breath of life given to us at birth. Breath also in Latin means spirit, so it's a way to connect to our spiritual side, is using breath. And then I guide people into finding spirit, and there is a real experience that we can have, and we can seek and find spirit. The Spirit of God abides in us. It is a peace beyond understanding. Lots of verses about the Spirit being in us. And then there's our heart, and Jesus is the true light. God is light. Our heart, there's so many Bible verses about the power of our heart. So I direct people to our heart, how to find that, what the power of that is. The power of our heart is very healing. So when we find the power of our heart, and how even Jesus taught us how to heal, using love and acceptance and kindness towards ourselves, towards the pain that we have inside. And then I will direct people through their soul, their mind, their emotions, and their will. And I will teach people how to hear the difference between our soul and our spirit, because we are directed as believers to turn the soul over to the spirit. And when we're able to be spirit-led, we are new creations. We are becoming new creations. We're much more powerful, and when our soul is surrendered to our spirit. So this meditation practice that I teach is daily going through finding the truth of who you are and the truth of who God is inside of us. And a lot of my practice is called Be Still and Know Truth, because God is the spirit of truth. And when you go inside, you're going to find a lot of truth. That's probably the most difficult part to a biblically based meditation and prayer practice, is you're going to find a lot of truth. But it's your truth. So, and your truth wants to be seen by you, by spirit. It wants to be loved by spirit. So that's called self-love. God told us to, or Jesus told us to love God first. Well, guess what? God's right here inside our heart. So we learn to love God first inside our heart. Then we're actually growing our heart, and we're learning to love ourselves. So I teach that as well. And then I get to everybody to a point where we surrender all to God's spirit. And that's a whole process, and you can feel that. It's a wonderful feeling. You can feel the surrender of the flesh or the soul to the spirit, and then we're more in spirit. And then I teach people how to pray, and now we're praying in spirit to spirit, in spirit to spirit. Spirit's inside. Of course, God's spirit's everywhere. It's omnipresent. So when you're praying from this space, it's very powerful. So there's steps to the prayer practice that I have people walk through, and basically the prayer practice is really learning to become vulnerable and real. So we at least have God, and we have we at least have God to be real with, like really honest, really truthful. And the more we are every day honest and truthful with God, the more we can be honest and truthful with others, and the more God can help us, because we are honest and we're truthful. Hey, I need help here. I'm struggling here. I'm asking for this, and can you help this other person? And thank you for this. So that's the basics to a biblically based meditation, to my biblically based meditation and prayer practice. It's called the YahLight Daily Practices, which is God's light, because it's God's light that's doing it all. So I'm Tonyah, and I thank you for your interest, and go in grace and go with grace. God bless.